all about macros and calories. So what is the trick question that I always hear? Should I be tracking macros or calories, Joe? And this usually happens before people sign up as a client, because obviously I give you guys a calorie goal to shoot for, I give you guys macros to shoot for, depending on the individual case. But people often ask me that, and it's kind of a trick question because you're basically tracking your calories if you're tracking your macros, and the opposite isn't true. You're not tracking your macros if you're just tracking calories. But what does this even mean? Why does this all even relate to anything, right? Well, the thing is, if you're tracking your macros, which macros, for those who don't know, are macronutrients. So macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats, and protein, right? So we have also what's called micronutrients. So micronutrients are what we know as vitamins and minerals. So vitamin C, vitamin D, calcium, etc. So macronutrients are what we're talking about here. Micronutrients are very important for our overall health, but when it comes to body composition, reducing body fat, building muscle, macronutrients are what we're concerned about, right? So with that being said, for every gram of carbs and every gram of protein that you eat in the day, you are absorbing 4 calories from that gram of carbs or that gram of protein. 4 calories. The oddball is fat. So for every gram of fat that you consume in the day, you are consuming, or you're absorbing from that gram of fat 9 calories, right? So protein and carbs per gram, 4 calories. Fat per gram, 9 calories. So with that being said, as you can imagine, and you can already see here, my arm's getting tired, as you can already see here, at the end of the day, if you're tracking those macros, you are tracking your calories inevitably. But why would I not want to just track my calories in general? Because you're missing out on one of the most important things, which is your protein. So what is most important then, Joe? Why do some of us track macros? Why do some of us track just protein and calories? What gives? So the individuals that I have usually tracking their overall macros, so a specific amount of grams in carbs, a specific amount of grams in protein, a specific amount of grams in fat, are those who have a history of having consistent success with tracking. They like to track. Or there's someone who we've realized needs to take things a little bit more strict. Or, again, they're someone who is a competitor, who is getting ready for a show where they need to be more precise. But for my general population clients, and even some of my competitors, or someone who takes their lifting a little bit more serious than the average person, I have them sometimes just tracking their overall calories, because that's most important, as we know, to lose or gain weight or maintain weight. But the second most thing, and it's like 1A because it's just right under the most important thing, is your protein intake. And that is why we focus on those 2 things, because they're the two most important things. Your ability to eat more protein is going to have a direct correlation on your ability to either lose fat if that's your goal or build muscle. It helps you in both cases. So that is why we often just track our calories and just track our protein intake. But some people, they can get away with, and they need to be more strict and actually track carbs, fats, and protein. But by giving you a little bit more flexibility of just tracking overall calories and just tracking your protein intake and allowing you to ratio out that carb and fat percentage as needed, that gives you a little bit more flexibility. Now, if we find also that flexibility ends up putting you in a place of danger where you actually have a negative response from that because it's too much flexibility, that's also a case where we might put you back onto specific macronutrients. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully it gives you some insight as to how macronutrients relate to calories and why each individual case is a little bit different. So if you guys have any questions, drop them below. If you have any sort of, if you found any sort of benefit to this, please drop a like. Talk to you guys in the next one.